During my formative years, I would come to idolise two big actors of the 70s onwards, Charles Bronson and Clint Eastwood. My enjoyment of the big budget actioners was punctuated over the years with repeat viewings of Bronson and Eastwood movies. What I liked about Bronson movies was not only the tough man himself and his trademark propensity to either physically brutalise or just plain shoot people, but the often harsh world within which he operated. Death Wish by far has to be his most successful movie series, and I remember even now how raw and brutal the first movie was on first viewing. His transition from genteel liberal to street roaming and stalking killer, it was a convincing portrayal and you sympathised with him. Compared to the first movie, Death Wish 2 was exploitative and nasty. I was watching this amongst others of its ilk at a far too young age, but it captured my imagination and thoroughly entertained. Although the rape scenes in the second are possibly some of the most unpleasant moments I've seen on screen even to date, I still, however, enjoy my viewings of the second, given the grim setting and the methodical approach Paul Kersey takes in tracking his prey. I just fast forward the rape scenes because they are not brief but unnecessarily prolonged. Michael Winner perhaps went a bit too far, but certainly achieves his aim in this grim chapter in the series. Death Wish 3 is just hilarious. It's just bananas. 4 I've not seen, but 5 is fairly decent. The Stone Killer. So, having had my appetite whet for tough, uncompromising characters in the form of vigilantes and cops, The Stone Killer was a must-see, and I have seen this movie countless times over the years. To the stylish opening and Bronson's cool and menacing performance, it stands out as a tough cop story with some underlying commentary. Mr. Majestic, I was entertained by this outing where Bronson plays melon farmer Majestic, trying to get his crop in but continually being sidetracked by various people of bad intentions. His character is typical of the type he would play in many movies: tough, quick with a dig, or a slap, or a shot. Not to mention that stony, chiselled, deadpan facade that betrays no emotion whatsoever. Bronson has a poker face, so you don't see the physical abuse coming. Altieri is an unforgettable character in this movie, equally tough as the gangster whom Majestic crosses paths with. The evil that men do is another pleasant little offering, taking the nastiness in a different direction, and one grounded in some reality, considering the Cold War situation of Central and South America of the time. Holland, played by Bronson, is the retired professional killer returning to avenge the death of an old friend and right some wrongdoings along the way. The wrongdoer in this case is a guy by the name of Clement Mullock, a British doctor whose paymasters call upon to solve problems in countries requiring his special expertise. We get to see firsthand what Mullock is about in the depressingly nasty opening sequence of the film, a class in torture technique used to suppress and put down dissent in politically unstable countries. Joseph Mayer, who plays Moloch, is absolutely chilling as he instructs his audience in the application of terror. He lends some interesting, if not terrible, insights. Bronson is also much more sinister in this movie, a man who can kill at the drop of a hat, and even when he smiles you expect an immediate bloodbath to follow. There are some other dangerous characters to add to the general menace and disharmony in this film. They are, however, short-lived. This is one of my favourites of the Bronson era.